Neil Bulger, and one thing I wanted to touch on was how Comfen can be used to study thermal mass and how you can actually add thermal mass even to the single room model and show some pretty dramatic results. So what we're going to do is, let me show you how to make an assembly and assign mass, and then we'll have to ensure that these models will actually be able to represent that. Um, this has a natural ventilation model in it, but regardless, I can still show you how mass is applied. So the way that it's applied is by having the right construction for a wall or a roof or an interior wall built. So if you go up to libraries, what I've just done is I went to libraries walls. We can see all the walls that are pre-existing. By default, I don't think Comfen has that many walls. As you can see here, there's 9. And at one point I made this 14th wall. So what we are going to do is, let's just copy one of these walls, then we'll build off it. So I might even start with a steel stud wood wall, and then go from there. And the reason we're going to copy this is because there's a lot of different materials that are built up in these assemblies, and a lot of times we just want to replace a few and customize them, but we still want a few of them and don't want to search for all the different materials. So we're going to call this mass wall, for example. I'm going to hit OK, and so that'll copy over everything that was in that steel stud wall before. Now if I hit edit, even though there was only 9 constructions previously, we're in this window now where you can actually see all the material libraries, and this is actually as extensive as Energy Plus is, in the sense that there are a ton of materials built into Comfen that you can use from and pull together to build custom assemblies for walls. So in here, what we're going to do is we're going to take out, I don't even know which ones these are. Okay, this is the inside layer. So on the left here, if we look at this wall construction, it says first layer is outside layer. So this, we can see immediately, is the film coefficient for air moving at a certain speed on the outside of the wall. For now, I think we should keep that. That'll give it some resistivity and make the wall have some more realistic characteristics. This is an Asher 90.1 assembly, so it has sort of like 3 built up generic pieces of material. I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to assume this is some sort of insulation inside layer. Let's just add concrete to it on the inside. So right now we can see here this layer 2, which is towards the outside, has an R8 value, so it gives us some insulative properties. Let's go ahead and add a concrete heavyweight item. And the other day I was even looking at this with someone, and we noticed there was only a 2-inch and an 8-inch item. We're really most concerned with the conductance as well as the specific heat density, those items. Let's go ahead and grab this 2-inch precast. And if I grab it, I didn't quite grab it. If you click on it once, click on something else, click back. So if I click and hold, I'm able to drag it to where I want it. Give it a second, it should show up here. This computer is rather slow at times. Oh, there, see, it did add it. Okay, so now that I have it in my assembly, I'm pretty sure, yeah, if I drag, I can rearrange it so it's inside the film coefficient air layer. Well, now I have 2 inches of concrete inside, oh, look at that, a framing factor, inside my wall assembly. Look at this, you can even do a framing factor. That is very nice. Definitely will have to use that. Wow, and down here it will say wall characteristics. Oh, it's estimating our R value. Note that this is an estimate. It doesn't say it is, but Energy Plus actually cannot tell you what the wall's R value is until it runs. But the point being is you can make a very detailed assembly. So I made an assembly. and add that even to our single room model and get a much more accurate model in terms of the thermal mass that might actually be built up. So here we have a default wall. I'm going to assign this wall now to our mass wall, which should be at the bottom. So as I think about this, what we're really doing is adding concrete to this south-facing wall, or whatever direction this is. Yeah, it's south-facing. There is other... Oh, look at that, I can do section view from the top. There are other walls in the model, clearly, because it does need six walls to make a whole model. But I don't believe we actually have the ability to change those. I think they're all adiabatic, and they must be set to some pre-defined construction. So we really can only change that face wall inside Comfen itself. You could change them elsewhere, but anyways, so definitely explore the libraries. This has been one about mass, but as you can see, there's other ones about glass where you could build up whole things, spandrel, shading devices. There's much more to this software than might immediately meet the eye. So give it a try, have some fun, and we'll come back in the next video and talk a little bit more about what Comfen can do.